Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about faking practical lights. I'm Daniel Norton, photographer here in New York. I make videos like this one. This is going to be looking back at some old images I've done and talking about how we can kind of simulate what's called a practical light. So a practical light is a light that's in the space. So in movies, like when you see light bulbs or lights that are turned on and stuff like that, those are called practicals. I don't know if photographers use that term as much, but filmmakers use it all the time. And it's a good term to know, right? So if you're shooting, let's say, a hotel room, right, and there's some lights in there, and you want to make it seem like the person sitting on the bed is lit by that light, that's what we're going to talk about. Although this one is going to be a lot more moody. So this is a shot I did a while back with my friend Chris. So we were in the office of my studio, and I have over here this kind of cool-looking light. It's like a 50-watt bulb. It's like literally just a light that's for effect there. And I love the shape of it. I liked that it was round. I thought it had a really cool look, and just sitting in there, if it was the only light on, you see that it creates this kind of light around the person. Well, of course, in practical photo sense, it does nothing, right? This is not actually doing anything in the shot except being there. I mean, I'm shooting at 100. I mean, I am ISO 320 at 125th of a second, 2.4. So what I did was I adjusted my exposure until this was basically white. But this being white, it's not doing anything to her. You can see it reflecting a little bit here on the wall. And she was basically completely dark. So then I wanted to create that feel. So what do I have? A couple things going on here, right? I've got the fact that the light is here, so it's kind of a little bit low. And also it's, relatively small, and we expect a light inside to be a bit hard. So I took one data light, and if you look closely, you can actually see all this stuff. And I lit, basically, you can see it here, hitting the wall. I hit it here. It's kind of low, and it's coming up, and that's why you can see like the light kind of come there. You can see the shadow, I should say, coming up like this. It's kind of lighting right here, but what that did was it threw too much shadow up, right? It just didn't look that good to me. So what I did was I actually took a second light, and it is actually up here. So they're kind of stacked, one above each other. But I put them together in such a way that you don't see two shadows. See, we only see that shadow there, which is actually the shadow from the top light, because the shadow from the bottom light is too low. So it's out here somewhere, so you can't see it at all. That's basically what's going on there. Essentially what we've got here, though, is two lights, right? I mean, it is creating, I guess if you're a photographer and analyzing things, you can see that there's a hot spot here, a hot spot here, a hot spot there. But when people look at this, they don't think that, right? Again, people aren't normally analyzing your photo. What you want to do is think of the way it feels in the way that somebody might think light would look like in the space. Because if you went into my studio and you leaned against the wall there, and this light, I'm pointing at, this light was the only light that was on, it does kind of look like that. Not exactly. What would happen is this here, this area of the wall, would be crazy, crazy bright, right? And then she would be lit, and then of course it would. And because of the distance, right, and because of the spread of the light, you'd get some bounce, and this side of her wouldn't be quite as dark. That's basically what it would look like if you were doing it. Also, you'd be like 10,000 ISO, and it would look like junk. So this allows us to create the vibe that we want, which is this kind of moody, introspective vibe, right? With this light. I mean, nobody knows it's an office lamp. I'm telling you that, but it does. Who knows what it is, right? It's this odd space where we've got this kind of like this red down here, which is the actual color of the wall. I'm pretty sure what I might have done up here was put some kind of gel on this to cool it off. So we've got this blue up here, and then of course we got the light here, which is, that. Basically, those are the same. And what we're creating here is this kind of this scene that has this vibe that it feels like it's being lit by this light that's in the shot, right? And I've matched the expression and the pose and everything of her for that matter, right? I made them kind of feel like they work together. Now, this is a very specific shot that I have here. If it was like a soft shaded lamp and you wanted a different vibe, you could definitely do that. In fact, I don't have it in the shot, but I have another shot here, which I was going to talk about another time, but I might just bring it up now. I saw it. Well, maybe I can't find it. Maybe it wasn't in this folder. But I had another shot where I created a space where it felt like it was the light in the space. Now I have to show it because we just talked about it. Where are you? There's Daniel flipping through shots. By the way, if you have really good eyesight, you can see shots up here that you want me to talk about. I guess I took it out. All right, well, too bad. You won't get to see it. Now I have to look. I can't have offered you something and then not show it to you. That would just be wrong. There it is. All right. So in this shot, this is actually in the same spot, right? This is in the shot of Chris. She's sitting actually on the couch. But there's a light up here, right? There's a desk lamp. And I thought, man, it would look cool if it looked like you were kind of lit by the desk lamp in this kind of, soft way. So what I did here was, again, this is not accurate because if you're a photographer, you can look at this and you can see that this shadow, right, which is her main soft light, is actually coming kind of from the side, right? It's not coming from above. But I did hit her with the light from above slightly to create these shadows here, right? And also this one. So basically the light, if you're just looking at it, it kind of feels like the light's coming from above because of this shadow pattern. But if you really look at it, this shadow pattern, you can see the light's coming from the side. But this is a soft light in a space, again, making it feel like it was lit by the interior lights in the room. This one is very dramatized, right? But dramatized. But it has, again, this is the lights in the shot. It's got a hard feel to it. And then this one, the light's not in the shot, but it has a very soft feel to it. But it feels like the light in the space. I made a point of lighting the top of the couch and these books over here so that they would feel like the light in the space is what's lighting her, and not like a softbox set up to light her, even though, of course, that's exactly what it is. We can see it right there if we really go to look. So, two different ways to create light that feels like it's right. This one actually has the practical in the space. This one just implies a practical, but they both have that kind of feeling, right, of light in the space. And this is really what we want to make, right? We want to create images where somebody feels correct in the space when we start shooting in locations. I know that this location is literally a wall and a couch, but still a location, nonetheless. This is what separates it from just being a plain old background, right? It puts it in context. It puts it in a space. And in this space, we have created two different moods, with basically the same lights. This is, again, data lights. And I definitely have the little softbox up there. I think this is 3 lights. There's also a light that's kind of scraping across here and hitting here from this side. And then over here somewhere, I've got a fill light, which actually you can kind of see filling in over here. So there's actually 3 lights going on here, if you start looking at all the highlights and shadow, you can notice that. But if you don't, you just feels like it's light in the space. And that's ultimately what we want to go for, right? They're both 3 lights. They have completely different moods. They're both in the same space, right? But each one has its own vibe, its own feeling. So let me know, guys, what you guys want to see. If you like this kind of stuff, if you ever lit anything like that, do you guys work in environments a lot and show them? Or do you just try to blur them out and not get them in there at all? What's your general vibe when creating images of people or things, I guess? And let me know. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you next time.